All right, so today we're going to crack the code on a pretty wild strategy for going viral on Threads. And let me tell you, this is not your typical advice. It's a completely different way of thinking about how to build a growth engine.
So, just how effective is it? Well, check this out. The creator claims they went from literally 10 views per post to a jaw-dropping 60,000 with the exact same piece of content. Yeah, that's not just growth, that's a rocket ship.
Okay, so the big question is how? How on earth do you make a jump like that? What is the secret here? Well, let's get into it. We're going to break down this entire strategy piece by piece. All right, so before we get to the solution, we've got to understand the problem they're trying to solve. The person behind this argues that the biggest mistake people make is something they call single brand bias. And here's where things get, well, kind of weird and counterintuitive. Basically, they're saying the very thing you think you should be doing, building your one brand, is actually what's holding you back. It sounds completely backward, I know, but it is the absolute core of this entire strategy. Okay, so here's the theory behind that. The idea is that when you only have one brand, everything you post is basically self-promotion. The algorithm sees that, right? And it kind of puts you in a box, throttling your reach because it just sees you as an advertiser, not a creator. That brings us to the first big piece of the fix. If having a single brand is the problem, then the answer, apparently, is to build a whole engine of multiple brands, all running at the exact same time. And we're not talking about just adding one more brand to the mix. Nope. They built four distinct brands. And this is crucial. It's not about collaborating with other people. It's about you, one person, controlling a whole network of different online identities. And just take a look at how different these brands are from each other. This isn't like, four different t-shirt shops. We've got a luxury pet brand, a car detailing service, a local directory, and even a talent agency. Each one has its own account, its own vibe, its own purpose. Okay, let's add the next piece to this puzzle, because building the brands is just the foundation. You still need a repeatable formula for the content itself, right? The stuff that's actually going to get seen. And they have a very specific, almost technical playbook for this. First, you find a viral template. Think of that Stranger Things meme on CapCut. Then you use an AI tool, something like Sora, to whip up a product video. Next, you smash them together. After that, you record your own voiceover, just describing what's happening in the meme. And the final touch? You use emojis to hide any pesky watermarks. It's pretty slick, actually. All right, so you've got your army of brands, you've got your AI-powered content formula, but there's one more piece. And honestly, this is the secret sauce. It's the most important and, you could say, the most controversial part of this whole system. The whole thing really hinges on this idea of what they call a gamified cohort. Now, normally, a cohort is a real group of people, right? They all agree to help promote each other's content. But here's the twist. In this strategy, the cohort isn't real. It's all a simulation. And this is the punchline right here. That initial burst of engagement, all the likes, the comments, the reposts that signal to the algorithm, hey, look at this. It doesn't come from other people. It's you. It's all you, using your other accounts. Okay, so let's put it all together. Here's how it goes down. You post the video from your main account, let's say the pet store. Then you immediately hop onto your other accounts, the car detailer, the talent agent, and you start reposting and commenting. You're basically creating a fake conversation around your own post. The theory is that this mixture of different voices is what tricks the algorithm into thinking there's real organic buzz, and that is what kicks off the viral chain reaction. So all of this leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? Is this the next evolution of social media strategy, a genuinely sophisticated blueprint for solo creators to compete? Or is it just a really clever hack, a way to game the system that platforms are eventually going to shut down? That's the code we're all still trying to crack.